cheese belt, Thorpe.
Where's the bacon? I went and looked. Still haven't found it. I did. I left it.
You had to look for the bacon.
Can't find it.
We are doing a very special live broadcast from the South Metro Denver Chambers Economic Forecast Breakfast. Great people from lots of different industries here, kicking off what is to be, the future of their industries in 2026 in the South Metro Denver area. We are going to talk with Eric Evans, the CEO, the big guy at HCA Healthcare, which includes Skyridge, which includes Swedish, Rose, all those, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
Goodness.
Thank you for having me this morning.
That's a lot of hospitals.
That's a lot of hospitals.
I'm just over Skyridge, but so HCA Health One, largest system in Denver by market share, but mainly Skyridge. So right here in Lutcher. Well, thanks for having me this morning, gents.
Excited. We're going to jump in with our interview here after the news, but had a child born there. Spent a lot of time at Skyridge, so very excited to dive into this. You're not going to want to miss what is the future of healthcare in the South Metro Denver area, particularly with hospitals like Skyridge. We're going to talk with Eric Evans. Coming up, you're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show. Now is time for the news.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good morning, TGIF, 24 and sunny in Denver. Beautiful morning as Jeff and Billy are with all the professionals remotely, and hopefully you are enjoying the show. Expecting a high of 49 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, Adams 14 and Boulder Valley school districts making modifications to their schedules today, along with three Denver Public Schools this morning, and Aurora Public Schools canceling classes today because of staff shortages. They can't operate safely. More than likely, these teachers are taking part in the nationwide protest against federal illegal immigration activity, and that's productive. I remember when they did this in 2011, when Barack Obama did the same thing with illegal immigration. Oh, wait a minute. No, they didn't do that. They didn't protest at all. They didn't even know it was going on. This is all political theater. Speaking of political theater, Don Lemon, he's in federal custody.
His lawyer says he was arrested in Los Angeles last night while there to cover the Grammy Awards. Lemon's arrest comes after he entered a St. Paul, Minnesota church earlier this month during an anti-ICE protest. Lemon has said he was covering the protest as a journalist. Multiple arrests have been made in connection with the protest, but a federal appellate court refused to order a lower court to sign an arrest warrant for Lemon. It's not clear what charges Lemon is facing. In Los Angeles, I'm Michael Kastner.
Kevin Warsh is DJT's pick to be the new chair of the Fed. He served as Fed governor from 2006 to 2011 and has supported lower interest rates. Let's go to Britt to talk about it. Here's Simon Marks.
President Trump has been hinting for days at the possibility that Kevin Warsh is his choice to replace Jerome Powell as the chairman of the Fed. Now he's confirmed it. Over his social media account, the president said he expects Mr. Warsh to go down as one of the great Fed chairmen, maybe the best.
One man is dead and a youth hockey player is in critical condition following that crash on I-70 Thursday morning. Prescott Littlefield, hockey club president for the Santa Clarita Flyers, says that three families were traveling together from California to Colorado for weekend tournaments.
I think just about every one of us pretty much froze right off when we first learned this is the last thing anybody wants to hear about.
It happened in the eastbound lane near Herman Gulch. A snowplow lost control, crossed the median into the eastbound lanes, and struck a pickup before hitting the team's van. Several other passengers were hospitalized, but 4 have since been discharged. 2 adults are in serious condition and 1 is in fair condition. The driver of the van, a father of 1 of the players in the van, died at the scene. The crash is under investigation. 47 is declaring a national emergency over Cuba. DJT signed an executive order Thursday stating policies, practices, and actions of Cuba constitute a threat to U.S. national security. The order also creates a new mechanism to impose tariffs on any nation that supplies oil to Cuba. Nuggets over the Nets last night, 107-103. Jamal Murray, 27 points. The Avalanche fall to the Canadiens 7-3. The final, that's their second straight loss. 19 in Castle Rock, 22 in Westminster, 24 in Denver. And you're waking up with Jeff and Billy. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
While there will be a weak weather system producing a few snow showers in Colorado's mountains this morning, nothing going on for the Front Range. Highs will be in the 40s, partly cloudy today. Lows tonight, low to mid-20s. Mid to upper 40s Friday, 20s Friday night. Highs will be into the 50s for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Increasingly cloudy, trending a little bit cooler Tuesday and Wednesday. Small Pacific system will come in during that time frame, producing maybe a few snow showers, but nothing major. Otherwise, quiet conditions will continue. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We're doing a very special live broadcast from the South Metro Denver Chamber Economic Forecast Breakfast. Basically, leaders of their industry get together, have breakfast, talk about how they feel their industries are going to be doing. They hear from some experts. They've got a great lineup today. Debbie Brown, Colorado Business Roundtable. Rob Cohen, National Women's Soccer League, will be keynoting it, as well as the CFO from CSU. Henry Sobanot will be here as well. So many industry leaders, and we're honored to have joining us now Eric Evans, the CEO, the big guy, the top dog of HCA Health One and Skyridge, that beautiful hospital right there at Ridgegate, I-25, C470. This thing is growing. It's a wonderful hospital. It's where my son was born. When our kids have had problems, that's where we've been. Eric, you're doing a great job. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you. Great to be here. Great to be here. South Metro Denver Chamber event. So I've already run into the head of Douglas County Schools, the head of the mayor of Lone Tree, and on. So great to be here.
Big ones are out here today. So give us I'll ask you the question everybody's talking about. Give us your forecast for 2026 for your industry, your company.
Well, health care obviously fits the needs of the community. And Douglas County is a growing community. Our population is growing at a rate of over 5% a year.
Wow.
And so, we're trying to expand our operations to meet the needs of that. Level 2 trauma, we just expanded our ER, added 3 trauma bays.
Help me understand what a level 2 trauma is. What does that mean?
So the highest level is level 1. Level 2 is we're here. So being right off of 25 and 470, lots of vehicle accidents, lots of issues, and so that's almost the highest level of care. We've got our partner Swedish, that's a level 1, but that we partner with all the different first responders to get that there. But I think when we look at healthcare, one of the big things in Denver, as you know, is just with the housing being so expensive, people are aging in place. So not only a young population with, having births, and thank you for having your son at Skyridge, but also it's about taking care of those that are the aging population. So our cardiac program, we're expanding that and adding services there, electrophysiology, et cetera, but also comprehensive stroke. So we're seeing an aging population in Douglas County. Growth through just economic development, but also people are staying here more.
That's Eric Evans. He's the CEO of HCA Healthcare at Skyridge. What are you hearing from your doctors, from your nurses? What are the challenges that you're going to be facing in 2026?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I think just having enough of them is number one.
Yeah.
So getting into healthcare at this time, especially through COVID, that was a difficult time. And so we saw a nursing shortage, and so we're rebuilding from that, and HCA is invested in the Galen School of Nursing, where it's over on the Aurora campus, and so we're building our own and bringing them through there, but it's again seeing a more acute population, and our physicians really struggle. You've got decreasing reimbursement and increasing cost, and so I think you saw where Medicare held their payments flat, and so it's very difficult for physicians, and so we're all facing increases in costs. But especially critical for our physicians.
What's driving that increase in cost from your perspective?
Labor, number one. I think that it's very expensive. Again, the cost of living in Denver community is high, but also just things are getting more expensive. When you got 7, 8, 9% inflation, that creates a cost pressure. So really the two most expensive things for a physician could be labor and their costs. So we're trying to help them in any way we can.
Now, Eric Evans, CEO of HCA Healthcare at Skyridge. Sorry, Billy, my eyes are hurting on that one. I'm going to turn that a little bit.
Yeah, turn it a little bit, sorry.
So, Eric, what are you hearing from consumers? I imagine the cost is a big issue for them, but then also quality of care. So how do you improve quality while maintaining costs? I think that's why you're probably the CEO. You've got to figure out that problem in itself, right?
Well, I think that it depends on if you're having a baby or having a heart attack. Right?
Yeah, right.
So I think we just redid our entire emergency room because that's usually an access point. So people want to come in, they want immediate access, and they want high quality of care. And so one of the things that we're very proud of, Health Leaders or Health Grades just named us in the top 1%. So we're the only hospital in the state of Colorado to get this designation. And we're
the only one.
Only one.
The only one out
Colorado.
of all those out there. You guys got that.
We got it.
Why is that?
I think it's quality of care, to your point, and we have exceptional nurses and exceptional physicians, and it's our team and all of our caregivers, and that's what the consumer wants. That's what your healthcare consumer, but they also want a good experience.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so it's not just about the quality of care, which is an expectation, but they want to come in and have exceptional care. That people that care about them, they take that time to have that human touch and really care about them. Our mission statement is, above all else, we're committed to the care and improvement of human life. And our team comes and takes that in their heart every day, provide exceptional clinical care and quality. It's about you, the patient. It's about taking care of you. And if you do that, and we are, the finances take care of themselves when you take care of the patients and the people that take care of the patients.
Yeah. One of the things that we spoke with Travis about was transparency and the importance of transparency. He was stuck at one point with a $26,000 bill, essentially for some blood work, and then he went on to go found his company. It seems like in this environment, transparency is really, really important. How do you provide that as a CEO with HCA Health One, so people know what they're getting billed.
Yeah, Travis is a great guy. I think that transparency and pricing in healthcare is very important because it's very complex. I got into it. I'm an old business office guy where we did receivables management, lost my mother to breast cancer, and I had a kitchen table full of bills, and I didn't really understand it. So I think that we've got to do a better job of saying, this is what your insurance pays, this is what you pay. Transparency in our quality scores, transparency across the board, but healthcare, the economics of healthcare is very complex because of the insurance companies and that third-party piece of it.
That's Eric Evans, CEO of HCA Healthcare Skyridge. Yeah, I'm not going to have you comment on this, Eric, but I'm somewhat convinced that the insurance companies want it to stay complicated for a variety of reasons, maybe hiding money. I'm not saying they're doing it illegally through fraud. I'm just saying they found a complex system that makes it really easy to make things cost a lot. And so
I'm not going to refute that.
Excellent. All right, we're going to get along just great. Now, you talked earlier about some of the expansion of the services there, and you specifically mentioned the stroke services. That's something that with the aging population, especially in Douglas County, the idea of there are going to be a number of people that suffer from strokes, and it can be incredibly debilitating because those first couple of minutes to hour are vitally important, but then on the other end, post-stroke, not only the care, but the recovery is as important. Can you tell us at Skyridge what you're doing with the stroke care there that is kind of stepping forward and going to help the community a little bit better, and why you're making that investment in the stroke care system there?
Lots to unpack there. I'll start on the back end of that and the recovery of it. We've got an independent rehab facility. We've got a rehab facility that just, again, won an award, top 10%, right here in Lone Tree and in Douglas County. And so because that's critically important on the back end to take care of that. Make sure that you can get back to work. They have occupational therapists, physical therapists, all the people can help you with that. But on the front end of that, it really begins, a lot of times these people are found down at home, but they also walk in. So it's a partnership with all of the different fire districts, at South Metro, Elizabeth, all the fire districts. So they come in, and so we've got board-certified ER physicians. We got board-certified neurosurgeons, board-certified neuroendovascular, having the equipment, et cetera. So right now we're a thrombectomy capable, but we're going to what's called comprehensive stroke. So all the stroke services, if you have it depends. Stroke, I don't want to get into all the boring stuff on that.
Oh, yeah, but they're different levels.
Different levels.
And then where it happens and stuff,
It's being able to take care of every single one of those in the ER, in the OR, and then the post-care, in the hospital acute care, and then the rehab. And so it's that entire continuum of care, and then providing the community support afterwards to be able to say, hey, you've had a stroke, how do we take care of you? So we're seeing, we've had a 40% increase in our stroke volume year over year.
Yeah, that's what.
What do you attribute that to? Just aging population?
Aging population, again, like I said earlier, we're just seeing people, kind of stay at home and not, go to Florida, not go to other areas, because the housing, it's not just in Colorado, it's really nationwide. Right. And so
golden handcuffs.
And 7, 8, 9% mortgage. I'm sure you guys talk about this sometimes on that show, but I mean that's that's high, right? And so if you got a paid for home or you've got a low mortgage rate, you're saying so we're wanting to meet the needs of that community. And so cardiac care, which is very much in line with that. So
that was where I was going next. Cardiac care. Yeah.
So we changed. We put in a new cardiac catheterization lab last year. That's a $5 million investment. We're putting in another one that will open here we're going to do a ribbon cutting in February, so that's going to be for Heart Month, and so that's going to be, we're going to, atrial fibrillation where your heart's fluttering, and so we're going to add that capability, because right now we have to transfer that out. So not only increasing the ability there, but also the capability. So people are having heart attacks, people are having strokes, and so we've always been known as we call Bones and Babies. We do a lot of spines, we do a lot of joints. We've got our spine and joint center. We do over 3,000 deliveries. But again, becoming a more acute hospital at Skyridge.
Now, Eric Evans, CEO of Skyridge and Healthcare Skyridge, sorry. What I want to know is, what is something there in the hospital, a bit of medical technology or treatment that you've come across that you're like, hey, this is super cool? Something that you're like, you get excited about, that the doctors have come to you and said, do you know we are about to be able to do X? What is that thing that you've heard about recently that you're excited about?
Oh, gosh, there's so much. I'd say that, so one of the things Skyridge is known for is robotic surgery. So we've invested in we've got 7 robots, and we've got the next Gen 5, so intuitive. Each one of those are a couple $1 million. And so
if one of them is not called Optimus Prime, I'm very disappointed in you. Just saying.
Osteoporosis Prime.
Exactly.
Osteoporosis Prime.
I love that.
So, but that's for anything from our general surgeons to our colorectal surgeons to gynecological oncology surgeons. So I think that, again, it's constantly reinventing itself from a standpoint of the technology. We could be here all day long, but I think the electrophysiology, the new cath lab, being able to shock them is where we're at.
That's Eric Evans, CEO, HCA Healthcare, Skyridge. I drive by this hospital every single day when we pick and drop off our kids in school. This place is humming.
Yeah, that's where one of your kids was born there.
Yeah, they got the flight for life.
And sometimes Jeff wants to drop him back off, and he's complaining he doesn't want to clean the house.
Give him back.
We'll do that.
But you guys are doing great. It is a top tier. It is the top tier hospital in Colorado.
Number 1 in Colorado.
Eric
Just throwing that
Evans,
out.
number 1. Doing a great job leading that, and he is here this morning at the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce and took time to join us. Thank you, sir. Thanks for providing quality health care in our community.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Keep
it.
up the good fight.
Eric Evans joining us for all your healthcare needs.
Yeah.
It's Skyridge there.
Do you
All
think we
right.
can get him to schedule colonoscopy for you?
Yeah, there
Just,
you go.
We'll do it on remote.
He's going to do the Bill Thorpe prostate
I know,
exam coming
exactly.
up.
How many prostates are we checking for, sir?
All right, we'll continue. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Thank you, brother. Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We got folks dancing out here. We're having so much fun doing a live broadcast from the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce. Their economic forecast breakfast. So they get all these industry leaders together, and basically they talk about their industries and how they see 2026 playing out, challenges that they're facing, all that stuff. Just kicking off the keynotes right now. So Debbie Brown, the moderator, you guys know that name. She's been well known in conservative circles in Colorado for a while. Their keynote today is Rob Cohen with the National Women's Soccer League. They're also hearing from Henry Sobanet with he's the CFO of Colorado State University. So some big names here today.
Very big names.
And joining us now is Chris Michlewicz, VP of Communications for Farmbox Foods. And this is fascinating, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they did this. Chris, good morning. Thanks for joining the Jeff and Bill Show.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so, dude, this is wild. All right, tell me.
Yeah, well, okay. What is
explain-
Farmbox Foods?
Yeah, explain
let's
what it
let's
is.
do the for the audience. Let's do the 30-second elevator speech. We've just bumped into you at somewhere like, oh my gosh, look, we're just meeting you here at the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce Economic Breakfast. Hi,
And I'm going to
he's Jeff, I'm
preview
Bill.
this because
There's
you're going
Chris.
to go, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So what is it?
So essentially, what we do is we take a 40-foot long shipping container. You know, the containers you see on barges.
Yeah.
What we do is we outfit that container with all of the electrical, plumbing, and sensor technology needed to grow food anywhere in the world year-round. You're controlling the climate in there. It's everything from the temperature, the humidity, your lighting cycle, your watering schedule, even the nutrient concentration in the water. It basically is tailor-made to give the perfect environment for plants and mushrooms to grow.
That's why it's called Farm Box.
Correct.
Aha!
It's in a box.
Look how smart I am.
I thought there was, I thought at first you guys did like
Yeah,
food delivery.
like the Hello
or something.
Fresh or something like that, because
something like
those
that.
are the type of things that they were talking about. So,
But
Farm
this is like hydroponics.
Hydroponic. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is soil free.
Yeah,
I'm
we've
looking
got
at
three
this.
different types of farms. So the first one we came up with was that vertical hydroponic farm that you're looking at right there.
Yeah.
Grows a bunch of different lettuces, leafy greens, about 4 dozen different types of culinary herbs, cherry tomatoes, peppers, microgreens, a little bit of everything. So, and then we've got another box that grows mushrooms. And this is a start to finish process in all of these shipping container farms. And then our third box grows feed for livestock. So we've got these things spread throughout the world right now.
Wait. Okay. Feed for livestock?
Yeah,
Walk me
I
through
kinda need that.
Because my buddy here got some animals.
Yep. So essentially, that is growing barley fodder, and he's looking at it right now on his screen.
And you should see Jeff's face. He's like, "What? Who? Yeah."
So essentially,
great.
we are controlling the environment within that 40-foot shipping container as well. These are pre-insulated shipping containers, which helps us efficiently control the climate within there. It's a 7-day grow process for barley fodder. So it's basically we're sprouting barley grain. It's a 7-day growing process. You are harvesting every day, 850 pounds on average. It's about 3 tons per week.
A day?
Per day. It's a beast.
Hold on? Did you say 850 pounds of barley a day?
850 pounds per day. And
Hey, the hunt kids are going to be strong.
The way that we're able to do that is you are seeding every day and you are harvesting every day. So you're on this rotating schedule. It's a staggered growing schedule. You can grow different types of cereal grains in there. We tend to lean towards barley, and so did the farmers and ranchers. We're going to be landing, I don't know that I can say any specific names, but there's a couple zoos in Colorado that we're going to be landing at in the coming months. So you guys will...
Requires 550 gallons of water needed per day.
For that one in particular. The other ones are a lot less water intensive. We built these farms with sustainability in mind.
You guys can feed 25 horses a day?
And 40 beef cattle. Yeah. It's wow. Like I said, it's a beast.
What? How much does this thing run?
It's around 200,000 or so all in.
Okay, 200,000. This is a big. This is a big.
Yeah, because it's a 40.
operation.
It's a 40. And now the advantage. Talk to us about the advantages. If I get these, rather than someone like maybe it's Jeff who's more of a casual rancher and farmer, or someone that has a small grow. what are the advantages for them bringing in this idea of the Farmbox Foods?
Yeah.
Who are the customers? What are the advantages, and why?
The customers tend to be ranches and farms and zoos at this point.
Yeah,
so,
that's a lot to feed.
So really what they're doing is they're bringing their feed production on site.
Yep.
They don't have to worry about the outside forces. So what we saw during the pandemic was when the supply chain shut down, suddenly people weren't able to get feed for their animals, and they were up a creek. And of course what that did was the price skyrocketed for that sort of thing. So
just all the delivery stuff. Like we don't have anything nearly this. I don't have 25 horses. I have 2.
No.
But
if your wife found out that you can feed 25 horses, guess who has 25 horses?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, even just us, it's a constant trip to go get the hay, or you got to negotiate hay that's delivered, or all that stuff. This brings that, especially if you're operational. Like if you are a business with your farm or ranch.
Yep.
This seems to simplify
the thing that I see the largest advantage in this is coming from friends that are on large ranches and farms. Is one, this is scalable, but also because it's self-contained, you don't necessarily have the external environmental problems, which is weather, but most importantly, the pests.
You are stealing the words right out of my mouth.
Those grasshoppers and
So that right there is the benefit of all 3 of these farms, is you're taking all those variables that traditional farmers face out of the equation. So that is your hailstorms, your heat waves, your droughts, your freezes, your pests, like you guys said. This is taking all of that out of the equation to make sure that your crops go to full harvest, and it's consistent feed year round. I think where these come into play in particular is in areas of drought. So when you don't have any pasture land, how are you feeding your animals aside from alfalfa, of course?
Yeah.
And then those remote areas, there are a lot of places that just have very short growing seasons, and this really is a lifeline. It's essentially food security for animals in places like Alaska. We dropped one off at a school down in Florida just 6 weeks ago, and I just got done talking to the people that are running this box and the vice principal. And the kids are getting a lot out of this. They're learning agri-science. They're learning animal science. They have animals right there at the school campus that they're feeding. And the kids are learning about essentially how to grow more sustainably, how to grow more feed using fewer resources. And what happened is they had a hurricane come through last year. Well, in the hardest hit areas, they were the ones that got all the feed. Well, these guys are in the center of the state. Their pasture land was still flooded. So they were up a creek as well. So they have brought this on not just as a teaching tool, but literally as like a tool for the animals that are right there on the school campus, as well as some of their neighbors.
That's Chris Michlewicz. He's the VP of Communications at Farmbox Foods. Farmboxfoods.com, farmboxfoods.com. Tell us about the Colorado roots of this business.
Yeah, so we came about in 2017. The original idea was to take shipping containers and turn them into tiny houses, which, as you might know, there's a lot of people in that game right now.
Yeah.
We were kind of entering into the game a little bit late, and with all the different codes and permitting nightmares, it was going to be a couple years till we were actually able to get something on the ground. But on the outside of that tiny home, we had this little, vertical garden. We decided to bring that inside and see how much food can we grow on a 320 square foot footprint. So growing, using every available inch of space within that farm, and figuring out how can we grow as much food as we possibly can. So we did about 1.5 years, 2 years worth of research and development to figure out what grows in here, what doesn't. That way, when we do have customers, we're able to pass that knowledge on to them. They're not figuring it out on their own. Our very first customer was Centura Health, and our second customer was Natural Grocers. So we literally hit the ground running in October of 17 is when we launched. Really started getting out there and selling farms in early 2020.
What was one of the unexpected problems or things that you didn't expect when you're putting this together? Because this is something that is brand new. There were some people that had gone before you with small homes, but the idea of instead going with a shipping container. Again, Farmbox Foods takes a 40-foot shipping container and turns it into, in some ways, a self-sustaining farm. There's some external inputs you got to put in there, but it basically will grow food, and there's mushrooms. It can be a vertical hydroponic that you can grow stuff for the home, or you can do it for feed for cattle. So while this was in development, what was something that popped up that you went, ooh, crap, didn't think of that?
That's a good question. That actually predates my tenure with the company. I've been with the company for about 5 years. I would say since we started getting out there and selling them, and the research and development phase, we learned a lot. I wouldn't say there was any challenge in particular that we couldn't overcome, but what we really faced once we were out there selling was every municipality, every county had different regulations that we had to work through. There were a lot of hoops to jump through. They didn't know, is this a permanent structure? Is it a temporary structure?
Yeah.
Where does the wastewater go? Stuff like that, which of course, these municipalities and counties are going to want to know. But everybody has different rules and regulations. So everywhere that we land is a little bit different. So we've learned a lot in the last, 5 years since we've been out there delivering these. We've got 85 out in the world with another dozen or so on the assembly line right now.
I'm telling you, this hydroponic, the vertical hydroponics contained, I can see so many advantages there because I'm thinking of things like those small community gardens that have sort of come back into fashion over the previous 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
That this would be a great solution for that idea of a community garden. It does all the functionality without all of the downfall of, again, it's the externalities of the weather and the pests and everything else. This solves for it. This is brilliant.
Yeah, this is a mechanism that allows them to do it year round. And as you may know, in a lot of these communities that do run community gardens, there is a massive wait list to get in there.
Yes.
It's really tough to get in there. So if you bring one of these into
what would the wait list be on a community garden? I feel like you just
you'd
go
be
out.
surprised.
Yeah, you'd be
Really?
surprised. Yeah, because
you can't just throw
space.
dirt down and put some seeds in it.
Oddly, there are rules about that. Especially the municipalities.
Oh, it's the municipalities that are. Oh, it's the government.
It's
that's
size
the
and
problem.
footprint
It
and everything
always is.
else. Yeah, because there's only going to be a certain footprint that's going to be okayed for them to go ahead
I've
and do
always
this.
wondered
Yeah.
about those too. I mean, you've got to chain link them off because
Oh, yeah.
you grow a nice tomato, some guy walks by.
And the other
is like,
part,
yeah, dinner.
well, the other part is this: that in many of those community gardens, is that you end up with just like back in high school. It's a group project. You can get 2 people doing most of the work, and then the rest of them are just coming by to pick up the oranges.
Yeah, right. Well, that's Chris Michlewicz. He's
amazing.
VP of Communications for Farmbox Foods, and hinting that some of the zoos are getting on board with these guys because that seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Do you guys have international sales? Seems like this would be something that would work out well in countries struggling.
Yeah. So we've got them all the way from Tahiti and Jamaica and Grand Cayman to the south, all the way to Alaska and Canada to the north. So that gives you an idea of the different environments that these farms can operate in.
I didn't even think of that. The idea that there could be a branch for emergency recovery after somewhere like Haiti or the Caribbean is hit with a hurricane. One of these could drop in for a short amount of time and provide food for that community. You could drop in 2 or 3 of them, and now you've solved fresh food and produce for them for a short term. It can always be picked up later, but it would be a great solution in the short term. Oh, this is fantastic. This is amazing.
How long does it take to build one of these?
Right now, our production schedule is around 3 to 4 months.
Okay. And then you help them as well with setting it all up and managing it. I'm looking here. You have a whole customer service center on
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah, that's the big benefit of going with us is we never leave the customer on their own. We are there for the life of the farm to support. Their success is our success. If their farm isn't running correctly, that reflects poorly on us. So that's one of the things that we do. We provide site prep guidance. We provide the full scope of training to everybody because most of our customers have never farmed before. So we're literally starting with the 101, starting from scratch on teaching them how to grow efficiently.
And how many people do you employ here in Colorado?
We've got 15 on our staff.
15. Fantastic.
We're based in Sedalia, just north of Castle Rock.
Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are – where are you guys down in Sedalia? Off of Titan Road there?
If you know where Bud's Bar is, we're 3 blocks down from Bud's Bar.
So you go fishing? You jump up to Deckers a little bit?
Every once in a while. Deckers is my home away from home. So
that's a nice place.
Don't tell the bosses.
You got to go do some research for the soon-to-be Farmbox Fishing
and
Center.
it's environmental research.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yes, exactly.
Research. Well, Chris Michlewicz, VP of Communications, Farmbox Foods. Go to farmboxfoods.com, farmboxfoods.com if you want to learn more. This is super innovative. This is something I had never even knew existed. It's why I love being down here at the South Metro Denver Chamber for their economic forecast breakfast. You're going to run into people that are coming up with ideas that never could have imagined, but are employing people in Colorado and solving problems and making the world a better place. So, Chris, thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
turn me down a little bit. Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We are live here from the South Metro Denver Chamber. It's their economic forecast breakfast. We basically have industry leaders from lots of different industries all coming together to talk about what 2026 is going to look like.
And we're getting smarter. Learning so much.
Right, we are.
Amazing.
And this is one of them. We are joined now, let me pull up by Tom Coakley, PhD. Academic Dean at Arapahoe Community College in their space program. Right? Did I get that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's right.
Arapahoe
Space
Community
program?
College has a space program?
Yeah,
That's
we do.
amazing. You got to tell us all about it, man.
Yeah, of course. So I do have two roles. I'm an academic dean. I oversee STEM programming at Arapahoe Community College. But I'm also the executive director of the Colorado Space Institute, which is not quite 1 year old. We were launched officially in March of last year. In September, we got national designation as a NASA STEM workforce hub. And what it's pretty.
Well,
I like
tell
how
me
he said
all
launch.
about it. Yeah, like
Did you catch he said launch in the space thing?
Thank you. Thank you.
I like that one. Nicely done. Nicely done.
So, who are you training, and how are you training them, and what skills are they developing?
Well, that's a great question. We are really focused on skilled technicians. NASA is focused not only on space exploration, scientific missions, they are now collaborating also on national security missions. When you look at the overall need for civil, national security, and commercial space missions, the huge shortfall in our country is skilled technicians. We've got fantastic engineers and scientists. We need welders, we need precision machinists, we need advanced manufacturing technicians, and we're doing our part in Colorado to ensure that we stay strong economically and that very critical aerospace industry stays robust in our state.
Yeah, let's talk about that because Colorado's been a central place. You got Lockheed, you got Ball, you got all these aerospace companies that have made Colorado a really important part of their operations. How do you keep Colorado competitive and not lose them to moving out to other states?
Yeah, that's a great question. When we look at partnering with those large legacy companies here in Colorado, but also when we work with our economic development partners across the state, the one thing that they talk about that we need to do to attract outside investment and to retain and sustain the robust space economy is a talented workforce. We have, as I said, amazing programs at Colorado School of Mines, CU Boulder, CSU, the Auraria campus, developing world-class aerospace engineers, mechanical engineers. What we don't have as much of are just professionals who can turn wrenches, who can refine, take engineering designs, for example. Look at a new kind of spacecraft and say, this is great theory, engineer, but this is what I need to do to tweak it, to make it
build
work.
it, to
in
make it
reality.
work.
Yeah.
So do you take high school students? Do you take college students? People, tell me about the students you guys take and what the program looks like.
That's what I was kind of looking at is the people in the audience, they may have someone in their life that is coming out of high school. In that process, they feel a little bit unmoored. They don't have a direction. Or maybe someone that is looking to change careers. They thought they were going to be X, and after a couple of years in a school or a program or even out in the workforce, they want to now do something different. So what type of people, who would be attracted, and what type of kids are you looking for to get into this program? Because maybe someone out there is saying, hey, that sounds exactly like my niece, my nephew, my kid, my grandson, my granddaughter.
Well, that's a really great question. Jeff and I were talking about Armstrong, the new documentary on Amazon Prime. He was selected for his position partly because he was just so focused. He could get things done. He could problem solve. And really what we want to do is to look for high school students, even early as middle school students, even adults who want to reskill, people who want to tinker. You know, the skill of working with your hands to solve problems is the ideal person in the space industry. We have an automotive program at Arapahoe Community College. One of our instructors who teaches night classes for us went through the program and is now a technician for Lockheed Martin. A lot of people don't realize it, but if you like working on your car, you like working with your hands, you may be a perfect candidate for the jobs, really incredibly well-paying jobs in Colorado.
Yeah,
basically.
right.
Oh, yeah.
And
They're really well-paying
Tell me
jobs.
about what the length of the program is. The Colorado Space Institute at Arapahoe Community College, and how much it costs, all that stuff.
Yeah, great question. So today we're lucky to be hosted by Legacy Campus, Douglas County School District's innovation kind of technical high school. We have amazing partnerships across the entire county of Douglas County. But students who can come here who are enrolled in our concurrent enrollment classes, they earn tuition-free college credit through Arapahoe Community College and a few other partners. So if
Hold on, say that again. Tuition free. I heard the word free.
Yeah. Wait, free.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Tuition free.
Enrollment through Douglas County?
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, you end up gathering credits that work in some of the higher learning institutions like ACC and elsewhere in the state based on classes you take here at the facility while you're in high school. So yeah, the kids could get out of, in some ways, not only basic ed, but they could have the first 100 level classes done in this kind of a aerotech STEM program at ACC by the time they get their high school diploma.
Right.
Wow.
That's impressive.
We're working on launching the first of its kind in the world. It's called an Associate of Applied Science degree in space science.
Ooh.
Douglas County School Districts is committed to graduating high school students with college degrees, 2-year degrees, or certificates. So we have built the degree program with multiple tracks of certificates that can open up opportunities, entry-level positions for Coloradans.
Yeah, an associate's degree in, what was the title?
Space science.
Space science. That is
That's a pretty cool. That's
That'd
a pretty
be
cool.
great associate's degree to
looks
have.
better than the mass communications diploma. Much cooler.
Right. I got a degree in philosophy and then realized there's no philosophy store to work at. So this seems very practical, a definite need for Colorado. Tell us about the interest. What's it looking like? How long has this thing been around, and what's its popularity?
We're getting incredible exposure right now and deep interest. We've got a lot of high school students who are talking to us about starting the program. Without getting into the bureaucracy of higher education, it takes...
I worked in 8 years of it.
Okay, so you're wildly familiar with it. It takes a while to get approvals.
Mm-hmm.
We're pushing through the certificates now, so we are currently offering an advanced manufacturing certificate. We've built a data science certificate. But we also have different certificates in things, like I said, like automotive, cybersecurity, all of those things with some familiarity of space will get a young person a job. But those certificates will also offer opportunities. Say you're an HR professional and you want to do evening classes and work on knowledge of the space industry, you can do that with us as well.
And one of the things I just heard you say was the idea of cybersecurity. So you guys also do cybersecurity training. And okay, now I find that attractive because I have seen a lot of the, what I will say, pop-up schools.
Because you click on a
Yes,
lot of
exactly.
links
It's
from
like,
Nigerian
click.
princes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for him to send me my check. I don't understand. I already sent him all my information and my bank routing number, and I still haven't seen the money, and I'm a little disappointed. The idea of, I've seen these pop-up classes. You know, sometimes I've seen them on TV. Sometimes they run on radio stations about, hey, here's this program, this school that is doing this, and you could be cybersecurity trained. Talk to me about the difference of what is offered at ACC, because just casually, I think walking out with an associate's degree out of an institution like ACC means a heck of a lot more than going to one of those pop-up institutions that have just arrived on the scene.
Backdoor.
Exactly.
Jam.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yes, it's mycomputerpc.com. Go here and check this. Yeah. What's the difference and what do you guys offer?
Yeah, that's a really great point. So a degree of any sort through an accredited public school like Arapahoe Community College, like Community College of Denver, those schools are recognized by industry as meeting certain standards. There are certain academic rigor requirements for getting that accreditation. The other thing somebody could look at for certificates, we have, for example, for adult learners or high school students who have a little more time, we offer things like industry recognized credentials. those are not necessarily.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, it is. There's a pretty big difference. Anybody can offer a credential, but our programs not only require that you pass a book exam like a lot of online programs do, but you actually have to go in and demonstrate to a proctor that you can apply the skills that you say that you're qualified to apply. And industry says we would prefer that, somebody who has demonstrated capability, to somebody who has simply passed a test.
That's Tom Coakley, PhD academic dean at Arapahoe Community College. He oversees the Colorado Space Institute at ACC. Political question for you. How is the Space Command move affecting you guys? Bringing any concerns?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, it's something that we have thought about. We have a partnership with Space Command, their academic engagement enterprise. When folks ask me this question, I say it's a big deal, but I'm not too concerned, right? When you look at federal budgets, kind of inside baseball for you here, this combatant commands get money. The real money, when you look at the proposal of the Trump administration of $1.5 million for next year, that money is going to the services. And we still have Space Force, which has the money, which is what creates job opportunities across the state.
There you
So you can still work with them even though they're not here. That's great.
Yeah, that's right. That's Tom Coakley, Arapahoe Community College. Check out the Colorado Space Institute at ACC by going to arapahoe.edu. That's arapahoe.edu. We'll continue. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader. Yes, finally I might be able to get that associate's degree in stay-at-home astronauting. So I'm working for it. We're going to work towards that one. I'm going to talk to Tom here in a second. We'll be right back. This is 710 KNUS.